I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, your guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
It's just the two of us this time.
Just the two of us. Somebody asked, speaking of singing, somebody asked on YouTube if Mike and I had planned the harmonized boy band drop.
Oh,
in,
yeah?
the middle of, like, at the end. I don't even remember what it was.
We didn't plan anything.
And I was like, yeah, right. I was like, it sounded really good, though. I listened back to it, and it was like perfect harmonization, which must be all Mike because I can't harmonize for.
He heard what you were doing, and he got on top of it.
Yeah.
That always trips me out when someone harmonizes with something I'm doing, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something really well when I'm just like sludging something out, you know?
I was like, I'm just singing the notes that I know, and you're singing different notes, and it sounds really good.
It's like the whole, like, you know, the dancing partner is the most talented one because they're dancing backwards with you and like keeping time backwards and stuff. So what's new, Steve? Should we get into like our guitar life, our tone journey? Oh my gosh, tone journey. Hashtag that. Hashtag tone life.
So we were talking about this earlier, and you have one over there, though I guess we don't really need to show it, but a few years ago, you bought a few, and I bought more than a few, the mono Warsaw straps.
Yeah. I think one of these is yours. You left one here, I think.
Okay, I mean, I'll take it.
I've got more than I should. I've got like 3 of them.
But I only bring that up because this past week, one of my worship leaders came and pulled my mono strap off of the spare bass that I keep at the church, and to use on his guitar. And after our rehearsal, I was like, "Hey man, do you need a strap for that guitar?" He's like, "Oh no, this is yours, huh?" I was like, "Yeah, but do you like have a strap for that guitar?" And he's like, "Oh, I need to just pull my strap off my other guitar." And I was like, "No, just have that strap.
Just keep it."
And he was like, "What, man?" Like going on and on about like how nice it is. Because it's mono, and you know, mono is a brand and whatever, and I was like, dude, I paid like $5 for that.
Yeah, they were clearing them out a while ago. I like them when I use them, but they're like the rubber end on them is a super pain in the butt to get on most strap bags.
It's definitely a set it and forget it kind of strap.
But then people complain because they have that big metal buckle on them, and they think it's going to ding their guitar. I haven't had that happen.
I'm in that camp. I have them on. I have one of those straps on, just on that bass. Actually, I don't know. I think I have it on another guitar that's pretty beat up, but otherwise I don't use it, because of that big metal buckle. Because I don't know. It makes me nervous. I'm not going to put it on on that semi hollow or on the hollow body bass. Like that.
You think it'll puncture straight through it?
I don't know, man.
Through the Eastwood?
I just know the way I lay that thing down. Like I would just like put it in the case and be taking the strap off and let it go, and it would just like go straight into the top of the body.
I mean, speaking of like puncturing hollow bodies, did you see that picture I posted on Instagram of that guitar that was at the swap meet?
Oh yeah,
like a week and a half ago. Is this Ibanez art core sort of thing? And in the moment, I looked at it and like, oh, this is a disaster. Like half of the lower bout, like the control cavity area of the guitar was completely smashed and missing. Like it was just wide open.
How much did they want for it?
I didn't even look at the price. I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, this thing is trash. Like, oh, this is garbage. And then when I got home and I posted the pictures, like I should have offered like $5 or $10 for this thing. And who cares? The neck joint was all screwed up, but I could have hung it on the wall.
Oh, was it? The neck was all messed up too?
But I think
because that's like you couldn't really tell. Obviously, like
I think I
a big old chunk was missing, but you couldn't really tell what all the damage was.
I think I could have squeezed a syringe needle in there and like shot some glue into the crack of the neck joint and then just clamped it and crossed my fingers and then like see how it played when stringing it up, like risk a set of strings on it, because it could have still been a functional like playing guitar. The controls are all there. They were just hanging by a thread.
And when you're after that, like if that part's fixed, then you go in with the Dremel and smooth out the like chunk of the body that's missing.
I was thinking like leave it as it is, but then cut a perfect little piece of wood to be a support and shove it between the two, like the bottom and the top, and then there's a support like I-beaming it.
Yeah. Well,
so like I don't try to complete the curve. I don't try to repair anything. Maybe I put a little. Maybe I sand it off the splinters.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with the Dremel. Like you're just following whatever's broken there, and now you've got a new like wacky body shape, and
just
then
let it be a busted ass guitar.
you can just have whatever's there. The only reason I would have recommended the Dremel is because otherwise you're gonna be doing something and then like slide your hand wrong, and you're gonna have a 3-inch long splinter in your forearm.
I don't think the front edge, because it was like on the bottom front bout was all messed up. I don't think that edge would bother me at all. I've never got my hands down there. I'm never touching the knobs. I just turn everything up.
Keep it at 10, baby.
But the back edge would definitely be catching on my clothes and stuff, so I'd have to clean that up. Who knows? Maybe it'll still be at the swap meet when I go back in 6 months or whatever.
Say, how often do you
Probably
go to the swap
not,
meet?
though. I wouldn't be surprised to see that thing pop up on Craigslist, though, at some point. I've had a Craigslist week. Because I almost did a Craigslist thing like 2 days ago. And then I did a Craigslist thing today. There was the JHS Tidewater.
Yeah.
Popped up Craigslist 45 minutes away with traffic. $40. Those things go for what? Like $135 new or something like that? $120 new?
Yeah.
I could have flipped that thing for double or more so easy. But it's like I was like up to my neck in work trying to get stuff done, and like rush hour was coming up. I'm like, I'm just not going to make it. I don't have time to deal with this right now. And then today I've been shopping around for wireless lav mic kits because I want to have one for doing like event coverage, like Summer NAMM and stuff like that.
Did you bring that down?
No, it's upstairs. I didn't bring it down.
No one wants to see a lav mic.
It's a boring thing to look at. But anyways, I was looking at new prices and like, I should just pull the trigger on this.
Right.
And then like the light went off in my head, like, you idiot. These don't go bad. Like they don't get ruined by use. Like, look at the used market. So I jumped on eBay and looked at some prices, and then I went on Craigslist, and there was one locally for basically half off.
Right.
The guy had it at $250. They go new like $399, and I looked at his ad, and it had been up for like 16 days, and I'm like, I'm going to make an offer.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, I looked at the completed listings on eBay, and it's like, they kind of travel between $200 and $230 plus shipping, but I'm going to have to drive to this guy's house. There's a convenience cost there.
Right.
I'm just going to offer...
What part of town was he in?
Kearney.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, the other side of the Top Gun airport. But anyways, it's like 20 minutes away from me. I hit the guy up. I'm like, will you take $200? He comes back with, I checked eBay when I put the listing up, and I think they go for more than that. And then he emailed again immediately after that and was like, yeah, 200 is fine.
Oh my gosh.
So he must have went and checked and looked at other listings that were up there.
Yeah, I checked on eBay and they go for higher than that, but this is the first email I've received in 16 days. Yeah, sure.
So I went and did my Craigslist thing. It wasn't for guitar stuff, but it's for stuff I'm going to use for the channel and whatnot. And I saved $200. So I'm feeling pretty good about it, Yeah. It means I'm not going to lose money if I ever have to sell it, And if I do lose money, it will be very little.
Right.
I'm excited about it. I haven't Craigslisted in a while. I haven't bought something and gotten a deal in a while. I feel a little bit pumped now. I kind of wish I went and got that Tidewater now. Because I could double up on this high that I'm feeling.
There were no used Tidewaters on Reverb. So, presumably it was like $135 new.
It means either people aren't buying them to feed into the used market, or people aren't selling them because they love them.
Or both.
Or both.
Or
it might just be too new. Didn't they come out with it like 2 months ago or something?
No, they came out in, I think, November.
Oh, okay.
Or at least they were being pushed on YouTube. This isn't necessarily a what's new, but I guess it's a what's new. Is somebody messaged me on... Actually, this is all kind of a tech question. Somebody messaged me on Reverb.
Here we go, tech question.
About a pedal I'm selling. And they asked if it had soft switches. And I didn't know how to answer it. And so let me look around and see if I can find a pedal. Yeah, that's what I think of as a soft switch.
I've got these Matthews here. That's kind of a soft switch.
Too stiff. So maybe like this.
Is that what yours is like? What pedal are you selling?
I don't want to talk...
Oh, he doesn't.
I don't want to talk about it.
Doesn't want to talk about it.
It's not a brand that I want to talk about.
I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming there's some kind of controversy there. Steve is on the search for the perfect click here in the garage.
This is great. This is great show.
This is good podcasting right here. Steve's standing behind me, just clicking every foot switch. I don't even know what you're hoping to find. Are they all softer than what you have, or are they harder? Oh, geez, Steve. You dropped the Bearmore. I'll get it later.
So it's kind of like, the switch I have is kind of like that. So it's not like a full-on hard switch.
Remember when the switches used to be so hard, you'd have to like put your
so,
whole weight on them?
So when I messaged the guy back, I was like, well, it's not like an EHX switch. It doesn't have like a super loud click at the bottom. It's kind of like this. It's just kind of got like, it's a smooth travel, and then at the very end, there's a little click.
Yeah.
But I think of this as a soft switch.
Yeah, the Matthews switches are
like
soft
the Matthews
switches. There's
like,
no click.
Yeah, so...
the only click you feel is when the two pieces of metal collide.
Yeah.
And that's not a click, that's just a collision.
That's just a sound, yeah. It's not a switch, so it's not like... I guess it's listed... I looked in the manual for this pedal, and it is listed as a mechanical switch. It's not a relay.
Right.
So, I mean, I guess I could have described it that way.
It's technically louder, but I feel like if someone's looking for absolute like silent,
well, and so that
then like neither of these are absolute silent.
And
like,
that's
neither
what
of these,
I said
like,
is
ninja
switches. I said it's not a how do I view messages?
I don't know, man.
Messages. So basically, I just told him like it's not a silent switch. Like I would describe this as a silent switch. I would describe this as like a soft mechanical switch, I guess.
Sure, it's a light click.
Anyway, I don't know if that was the wrong answer, but he hasn't bought my pedal yet. Maybe he will. Maybe we'll talk about it in a couple of weeks. That what I sold. Every
Dirt pedal needs to have a grit rating, like a universal grit rating. So like sandpaper is.
I'll say this about...
then like every foot switch needs like a click rating to let you know how hard the click is. Like ranging from like 100 is like very hard. Like you need to put your full weight on this, to like 0 is like feather soft.
Right. I would say...
we could make that like an ABV rating.
I would say that this is for inner circle people might know what I'm talking about. I would say that this is a company that we have discussed in the inner circle undermining used market values on.
Okay. I didn't know you had one of those.
I don't have one of the newer ones. I have one of the older ones.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So anyway...
Yeah,
that's not. Wasn't thinking of that as a what's new, but that's a thing that I'm.
Hey, join the inner circle. Like, find out about our clandestine like efforts to ruin things.
I mean, it's not like a thing we do all the time, but
it's a thing we did once as like a joke amongst ourselves. Really, it was a way to give something to like an inner circle. Member.
Pretty much.
Like here, who
you
wants
get a
this?
Super sick deal on something in the inner circle.
Yeah. Now we sound like a legit like Illuminati sort of situation in there, which we are. $10 a month, and you can be part of the club.
Dude, I got
the
that.
Tone Illuminati.
Tone
Inner Circle Tone Illuminati.
There's probably a really good reference in there, but I don't know. You ready to get on with this?
Let's get on with this.
All right, this first ad was sent by nobody, but it's a really popular thing. There's these 3 guitars that Fender came out from their custom shop. I think they're like some kind of like sports movie themed, because the first
there's like mascots.
The first one is like a Timberwolf. Like I think it's for the Minnesota Timberwolves from the National Basketball Association. And the second one it's weird because it's a lion, but it's a Fender Jaguar. But it's got a lion on it.
Yeah, why is there a lion on a Jaguar? That is the wrong animal.
And I'm pretty sure that's for the Detroit Lions, the football team. And the last one...
Is that their colors?
No, but whatever.
All right.
And then the last one is some kind of Hydra-looking thing, and I think that's an Avengers reference for the new movie.
I think it's a dragon.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a Hydra.
I see wings. Do Hydras have wings?
Ryan, it's a Hydra. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. This is for the Avengers. No, Steve is being obtuse because he's one of those awful people who doesn't watch Game of Thrones. And
more like Game of Bones, am I right?
Wants everyone to know it. Just like, oh, hey, guess what, guys? I don't watch Game of Thrones. And everyone's just like, oh, gosh, this person. I also don't watch Game of Thrones. I've never seen an episode of it
Are we
before.
becoming those people now?
I don't think you do
I don't really talk about whether or not I watch it, but I definitely know a lot of people who do. I saw 2 or 3 people who were posting spoilers, and I just went and commented like, "Oh man, you're totally right. That is crazy." But they were like, I'm pretty sure they were fake spoilers, but I was just playing along.
I've got a spoiler for the new Avengers movie. I've been hearing a rumor around town that they're going to defeat Thanos.
Right.
Ant-Man is going to be the one to deliver the blow.
This is called the Thanos theory.
Yes, you know what I'm getting to.
I do know it.
My sister was telling me all about it. I heard this rumor. Ant-Man is going to go inside of Thanos' butt.
Yeah.
And then he's going to get big. Yeah. And that's going to kill Thanos. Yeah. I love this theory. Yeah. I hope it happens in the movie. I hope they reshoot the movie
and your
last minute to make it happen.
Your sister used to work at a very well-known Los Angeles hospital where I'm sure she was...
this is a different sister.
Oh, well, dang it.
Yeah, it blows that whole theory to hell. So anyways, Game of Thrones, we're like the a-holes who don't watch this thing and apparently go around bragging about it.
Well, we're bragging about it now, I guess.
I know, right? But I think what we're just getting at is that we don't know anything about the actual show. But Fender came out with 3 guitars.
I did look this up, and these are representing... I think House Stark, House Lannister, and some other house. No idea. House Targaryen. I don't know if I pronounced any of those right. I think Stark I definitely pronounced right.
You know way more about this than I do.
But I don't know. Well, the dragon thing is just the whole... Like, the dragon one is, I think, the easiest one because there's the one character that's like the queen of... The mother of dragons.
I do know that there are dragons in Game of Thrones.
She has a house. There's houses.
There's houses. There's dragons.
That's it.
There's people die and people have sex. That's Game of Thrones as far as I know.
Did you hear?
But I also know that Fender put out 3 guitars that are worth like $30,000 each.
Is that really what they're going for? So this is the Sigil series. It's called the Sigil series. It's the sigil, the whatever, like the crest mark of these 3 houses, I guess. And they're actually really cool. They look really cool.
I don't hate them.
Conceptual. They're super. They're just one of each. Basically.
Yeah, there's just one of each, I think. They're like these legit are like custom.
These are showpiece guitars,
of course. I mean, Fender does this like every NAMM you go and they've got 40 guitars up that are like custom RD pieces that are like valued way outside what anyone would buy because they go into private collections and stuff like that.
I just realized this Jaguar has lipstick pickups.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's an interesting twist. Which one would you go for, Steve? I mean, obviously we don't really care about the Game of Thrones reference, but like, there's some interesting features and looks going on here.
I think the Wolf is the least gaudy of the 3 to me.
It's got a natural like barn sexual thing going on. If you're super hot for barn wood. Does the Wolf one give you barn wood, Steve?
No, it gives me I mean that wood does look very barny.
I honestly like swap the pickguard on that for one that's the same material but that doesn't have the wolf on it. Yeah, and I'd be totally down for that.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool look. I like the distressed like gray wood kind of look of it. I feel like that one stands out because the wolf emblem is like kind of cartoony.
Yeah.
And it might just because they put it on there too big. I don't know if it's engraved or hammered in there or if it's printed, but I feel like it's just too big. I feel like instead they should have put that emblem on the top horn like branded into the wood.
But each one of these guitars, like the pickguard with the house emblem that's the feature.
I know, but
I think it's just that they
could have done some
sort of... The wolf head has the least amount going on, so it just takes up the entire breadth of the pickguard.
It's a graphic that's meant to be smaller.
Right.
And they blew it up too big so the lines are super heavy and that makes it look cartoony. Like they should have made it smaller.
Amateurs.
And they should have put like a finer detailed like sort of situation on the pickguard.
Are you saying they should have put a much finer point upon it? That was a stretch.
People will get that reference at the end of this episode if they remember it.
They won't.
Oh man, why is the world in love again? Let's find out with these Game of Thrones guitars. People were tagging me in the articles about these a bunch because infamously, I've known for Ryan's rule of art.
Oh yeah,
on guitars, and people are like, "Hey, Ryan, this breaks your rule, doesn't it?" And yes, it does break my rule.
All three of them do.
My rule of art on guitars is that the art should be visible as vertical when the guitar is being played versus being viewed as vertical when it's hanging on the wall. And that's the difference between a guitar that's meant for playing and a guitar that's meant just to be like a museum piece or like a show piece in a dentist office or something like that, or in a lawyer's office. All three of these, you know what? No, I'm going to say two of them. Mm-hmm. Two of them break the rules. The Telecaster, I can kind of forgive. I already don't like the graphic, just how cartoony it looks.
Right.
The Jaguar, I can kind of forgive just because the pattern is so like fine detailed and ornate and kind of disappears.
So here's something weird.
But it's the one that is like violating it the most egregiously because the lion is not only like not viewable as vertical when you're playing the guitar, the lion is actually like laying on its back when you're playing it.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of a big bummer.
I mean, the dragon kind of is too, but there's so much going on that you can't really tell.
But the dragon is like swirling all over the place. You don't know which way is up or down with the dragon. I feel like the Strat guitar here doesn't break the rule just because the dragon's kind of abstract in that way.
The Jag actually has single coil Strat pickups in it.
Really? Those aren't lipsticks?
No. I mean, obviously they look like lipsticks.
Do they have some sort of cover over them then?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But they're actually listed as Strat pickups.
Well, yeah, because a Jaguar pickup, I mean, I can't use this observation to differentiate this between lipsticks and a Strat pickup, but a regular Jaguar pickup screws into the body, not into the pickguard.
Right.
Much the same way like a Jazzmaster pickup does.
These apparently are Fat 50s. I mean, it's like I believe they're like it's a Fat 50 that's wound in the custom shop for this guitar.
Right. I mean, I like this Jaguar. I would play this without like caring about the reference to Game of Thrones at all. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't watch Game of Thrones, guys. I just want you to know that. But I like the red / like bronze on gold kind of aesthetic here. Yeah. And I even like this like kind of royal like filigree kind of ornate sort of look. It works. I like this look. I would play this for sure. I like flashy stuff. Even with like all the gold hardware. I don't usually like gold hardware because it tarnishes super weird. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's very fancy pants and I'd never be able to afford it, but you could find me on stage playing that.
So these are all the pickups and all of these are wound by Josefina Campos, who's like one of the custom shop pickup winders.
I want to know if
she is the new queen of pickups.
Oh my goodness.
Taking over. She was Abigail Ibarra's apprentice.
Gotcha. And she was like the OG like pickup whisperer at Fender.
Yeah.
Like since the old days. She was the one behind the machine.
Correct.
Winding all the pickups that made a difference in the world.
Correct. And actually, though, it's interesting. So Josefina Campos has been working for Fender since 1991.
Oh, wow.
So it's like she's been there a really long time. And it's like before like she became the master pickup winder, I think pretty recently. So that's kind of like crazy too. It's like, I've been at this job for 25 years and now I'm the master.
I want to look up different pictures of this Strat.
You want to see how deep those scales are?
Yeah, exactly. I want to see like what the texture is.
It's a trip, right? It looks really thick.
Yeah.
But again, like these aren't meant for playing.
If you showed me a picture of this and didn't tell me it was a Fender close up, I'd be like, oh, this is some sort of photo print on here. But is that like a carved in texture?
Yeah, no, it's carved in. I was reading the description on it and it's a carve.
I want to see a better picture of it. It's like, I guess I'd have to watch a video to see it like moving in the light to really get an idea of how deep that carve is because it's pretty wild. Oh yeah, you can see this pickguard is like hammered in on the telly.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's very textural. It really sticks up.
That's interesting.
I feel like it sticks up way too much. It's just too diamond platey, like Affliction shirt truck bro style looking, you know? Oh, maybe here's a good view of the Strat. Yeah, there's a decent amount of depth on the Strat there. Is the pickguard leather? I think it's leather.
Is it leather?
I like that.
Now that you zoom in on it, it does kind of look like leather.
Yeah. I like that look for the Strat. Do that look on a Jazzmaster, and I'm going to be into it.
Here's all of these people are going to be talking about how we're just looking at our phones.
Who cares? They're just looking at their phones. This color of the Jaguar, this picture of the Jaguar shows us a much richer, like mahogany color on the edges.
Yeah.
Against that red. The other picture makes it look bright, like Iron Man red. Reminds me of like something you'd see in Hearst Castle, you know?
Yeah.
I think we've done this to death. We've really thrown our opinions out there and said some controversial things.
Hand-tooled leather.
I've always really
hand-tooled leather daddy.
Admired leather pickguards. I think they're a cool look.
Yeah.
Especially when you get like the Western saddle kind of look.
I'm sure they're also just not at all easy to do.
No. You know, there's sites out there that'll do it for you. I always thought that maybe I'd like to do my own though. Even though it would turn
I don't even know how to do that stuff. All right, you ready to move on?
Yeah, let's move on to a topic.
No, we're going to move on to our first ad.
What? You mean our sponsor?
Yeah, sorry. Ad. Well, the sponsors are an ad.
I know it's confusing because ads sound like we're going to do a paid advertisement, but then we do a non-paid, like takedown of a Craigslist thing or whatever.
Right. We got these in recently. Which is the D'Addario Universal Strap Locks. I don't know how well this is going to show because it's like black print.
I'll put up like product photos from the website of what this is.
But basically, what this is D'Addario's drop in on the strap lock market. So you have Schaller, you've got what are the big ones? Schaller, Dunlop, these different companies that have a full on strap pin replacement. I'm going to say first off. And this is a dumb thing that probably shouldn't matter, but I think is really cool. Is this presentation is phenomenal.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting cufflinks or something.
That's a really great comparison. Is cufflinks. I got the one that I have is the black strap button, so these strap buttons actually match the rest of it, the part that goes on the strap. But it's
a really interesting,
these are really great
little device here. You got two bits that you screw onto either side of your strap.
Yeah.
And it's even got a little wing on here to make sure it stays going the right direction in your strap.
Right in that slot on your strap.
And then you screw this side in, and it's a little push-pull thing where you pull the knob and it releases from the strap button.
It's really simple because it's just a screw. It's literally 4 parts. You can replace your strap pegs, whatever strap pegs you have with those.
Did we figure out if it's compatible with other strap buttons?
You have to use those ones.
You have to use these strap buttons. Yeah. Okay.
At least versus like a common strap, I could not get it to fit.
You could find a strap button that's very similar to this that would work.
Sure. I threw it on. I threw it on a couple of your other guitars and it did not fit.
Yeah, this is a tidy, attractive little piece of kit here.
I really think this is a great product. I'm really
piece
stoked
of
to be
kit
doing
like
this.
I'm in the Guitar Nerds.
I know.
That's something that they say.
Well, it's also, is that a thing that they say?
That's a thing they say.
Also, kit is like a sports reference.
I think it's like a British thing. That's like...
because that's what they call, like soccer jerseys, they call them kits.
Oh, really?
Like the tops and bottoms, like that colorway.
There's tops and bottoms in soccer?
You call them colorways?
Yeah, colorways.
On top of all of this presentation stuff and that it looks good, these are, like I said, it's a super hassle-free installation. You're going to remove the strap pegs that you have.
Yeah.
You're going to drop these on. It's a 2-part install for the part that goes on the strap. It's just a front and a back, and you screw it in.
Yeah.
Like that's and then super easy.
Oh, yeah. It goes on, like each side goes on in under a minute easy. Yeah. It just screws in. It's like finger tight.
For any of the other strap systems I've used, you need like specialty tools.
I guess like
I don't know if you'd call a socket wrench or like a crescent wrench or something, a specialty tool.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like I have a screwdriver in my guitar toolkit. I don't have a wrench.
You don't need any tools with this. It's just finger tight.
I'm saying if I wanted to go and like
put these buttons on in your car after you buy this.
Yeah, I could be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go straight from the store to a gig, but I want to use these tonight. Like I have the tools in my kit.
I have a screwdriver
already
on my keychain that I could use
there
to
you
install
go.
this.
Perfect.
Something I was gonna say, I had like I think the Dunlop or something like that, some earlier version of strap blocks, and I hated them because they were so bulky, and the part that stuck out that you like press the button to release it is so big. It was like a chess piece sticking out of like my guitar strap.
And I mean that's another thing that they mentioned is, and you mentioned it earlier when we were talking about it, is they're a really low profile design, so it really doesn't feel like it's sticking out super far off of the guitar.
Yeah. It's a really sleek design.
This is really cool, and this is another product from D'Addario. The other one being the Auto Lock, that is a Ned Steinberger design.
Oh yeah.
So
you mentioned that last time.
Yeah, so it's really cool. I'm glad we got these in to check out. I'm definitely already trying to figure out. I think I might throw these on my Eastwood bass actually.
You know what I'm gonna do? I've got a strap, my checkered strap that I love, and the holes.
That thing's wearing apart.
It's
wearing apart,
it's
falling
like
apart.
15 years old, and the holes are like loose, like a wizard's sleeve.
Right.
And it's like any guitar that I'm wearing with it is basically just hanging there. And if I like shift it around too much, the strap's gonna pop off. So this is gonna basically save that strap, because they don't make that strap anymore with that exact fabric. It's a Levy strap, I think, and they switched to like a cheaper fabric. I always check them out at like NAMM and trade shows and stuff. I'm like, they still don't have it the way it was.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to saving that strap with these things. But then I got to decide which guitar is going to go on all the time, don't I? Because it has to have the strap buttons. I'll figure it out. Man. I'll figure it out. No big deal.
Maybe there's some, I don't know, there's probably some other strap button. Maybe I just was, because I was doing it vertically. Who knows?
Well, I'll figure it out.
Go check it out.
I'll report in next time we cover it.
Just Google this D'Addario. Actually, don't Google it. Just go to D'Addario.com, click on accessories. It's right there under, I believe, strap lock solutions. Just go check it out. There will be a direct link in the show description. Whether you're on YouTube or on the podcast, it'll be there.
Yeah.
Because I make sure it happens. My job.
Steve takes care of the links. He's the link master.
Yeah.
Is that a character from Game of Thrones? The link master?
No, it's a character from the knockoff of Ghostbusters.
What's the other component of that? There's the link master and
the cuff keeper.
The cuff keeper?
No, it would be the link master and
the groundskeeper.
Instead of the gatekeeper, it'd be like the fence mender.
Fence mender. This is like such a low budget knockoff of Ghostbusters.
It's not Ghostbusters. It's Ghostbursters.
Ghostbursters.
All right, this topic was sent in by David.
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
This topic was sent by David Rockoff. He says pedal companies making increasingly complex / colorful graphics on their pedals at the expense of readability / usability. I like the new Matthews Effect stuff you reviewed, but damn, I can't read any of the text on them. It's like a headache-inducing optical illusion.
We've got two of them right here. He's got a normal typeface on these. I think that's just the graphic is busy.
I think there's a lot going on the graphic, and I personally think it looks great because of that.
Yeah.
But I can see how it's a full face graphic design,
Yeah.
I like this design. Some people like JHS, the JHS design. Some people like this and hate They think it.
Yeah.
Actually, I've seen a lot of places. People are like, "Oh, JHS is so cheap. They can't even bother to hire a graphic designer."
But they have their style locked in.
It's a style. I think it's great. But
they have an iconic graphic thing going on there. Something I want to point out before I get into my critique of the graphics and labeling on the Matthews Effects. One of my favorite things on the new versions is there's a full description of all the controls and everything the pedal does on the bottom.
Oh, no way.
So what I'm going to get into now is on the face of this, because it's a multi-effect sort of concept with the Matthews effects, like the knobs are named like super like esoteric
so
things.
crazy.
Like you've got mass, glow, travel. What do those even do? Like if you forget what the pedal does on various settings, you're like, what does glow do again? Like I'm super lost.
Right.
But if you need to relearn the pedal in a hurry, like the full instructions are on the back of these things. Mm-hmm. It's such a brilliant little detail that he came up with for these. I know like if you're like a full Velcro person, like it doesn't matter anymore. But I do the little strips.
I've decided like full Velcro people
need to take a hike.
I don't know.
You get lost.
The thing, so that
is that like the level of rudeness you were going to go for, Steve?
No, I was going to say that there might be psychopaths.
Yeah, like if you have to bust out a kitchen spatula to get your pedal off your board, like what are you even doing?
I think it depends on what grade Velcro you use, because with industrial Velcro, it's like that. If you get like cheap Velcro, like I have some pedals with cheaper Velcro, and it takes a piece the entire size to hold it in place.
I don't know. I use this stuff as like I can cut a strip literally half an inch wide, and it's more than enough.
Anyway,
if I put two of them on
Velcro
there.
aside, I do agree with this other guy, Rick, who's not Rick Matthews, a different Rick, who says, I feel the same with super shiny chrome style pedals. I can never see the text. Whether it's usually chrome pedals either have black text or they have white text, but either way, as soon as you get in a room with a little too much, like with a light hitting it from the right angle, you can't figure out what's going on.
Totally.
Anymore.
It just disappears. Like any sort of print on chrome is just like, good luck. You're not going to see anything.
My favorite thing on here is where they mention Caroline effects and say, if I wanted to read hieroglyphics, I'd go to a museum.
I mean, every time I sit down with a Caroline pedal, first of all, I'm like, this is a sweet Caroline. Bum, bum. You're not going to be with it on me? But like I do have to sit there and twist the knobs and like use my ears and my brain to like decipher like what does this do. I feel like that's kind of the fun of it. And like they're always like 4 knob pedals.
Yeah, it's one of those things where once if you own like 2 of them, like that system transfers. So
but like Orange Amps does the same thing.
Who?
Orange Amps.
Oh yeah,
like they have bizarre symbols for their different knobs, and it's like, what is this supposed to mean?
They also have the names of
Don't rip it out of the wall, Steve.
On yours, it has the names of what each one of those.
On that one, it does. If you look,
do the other amps don't?
Yeah, they'll just be the symbol. But I think they made that the micro Terror to be more like for accessible
entry level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a great amp. I need to do more with that thing.
I like the Caroline ones. It did take me a bit to figure it out, but like now, again, like if you have multiple pedals from Caroline, it is consistent pedal to pedal.
Right.
What each one of those functions does. So,
but then like I said, it's not like it's like a Chase Bliss pedal where there's a dozen knobs and a billion switches. They're usually 4 knobs and then like a couple like 3-way switches.
What's actually funny, you can
figure out like what each one does.
The Chase Bliss pedals is they have a lot of like the modulation knob where you're selecting like the different wave shapes.
Yeah.
And even with that, I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, I know what that means, but I'm trying to like translate it in my head. Like, what is this actually going to do to my signal?
Yeah, no, like once it's the same sort of thing. Once you figure out the Chase Bliss, like control set and visual language, like you just think that way from now on. And that's like how you build like signal paths in your head. But like when I first sat down with the first Chase Bliss pedal that we got, I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? There's so much to like learn here. This is ridiculous. I mean, is there any other company out there that has like confusing controls or confusing graphics?
The Get Offset podcast 2 or 3 weeks ago, they had the guy on from...
We gotta start charging them for name drops.
From Bookworm Effects. Which
that's definitely a thing we do. We charge money for name drops. Send us $50, we'll name drop you. I'm inventing that right now.
I've offered to do that before. Like literally, it'd be like, "Oh, you want a personal message sent out? Like,
we'll do it.
Send us $50 and like I don't know, 200 characters. I don't know.
200 characters.
200 characters is pretty long. No, maybe it's like 500 characters.
I don't think there's even like 24 characters on the Muppets. You want to do 200? Steve didn't like that bad dad
So
joke.
anyway, the Bookworm Effects has a pedal, I think called the Seth, and every knob is just labeled Seth. And I think it's a fuzz, and I guess it's an in joke from like some TV show, or like or a book. I think it's a in joke from a book. Oh, you pull out the Binford?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are their controls on there?
There's Brad, Randy, Mark, Grunt, Moore, and Power. Like every time I sit down with the Binford, I do have to like sit and think and try to remember what everything does. But that's kind of the fun of it, you know?
Right. Right.
There's my Velcro style in the back. I don't know if you can see that. Just two strips.
I'm sure you can see it.
Just two strips. That's a great pedal too.
Yeah. Do you have any other pedals that have like controls that you have to think about a little too hard?
Man, I don't know. Like once you spend time with them, you learn them. It's not that big of a deal.
Right, but I'm saying like you have so many like if I was like, "Oh, what's this thing do?" You'd have to think about it because it's not something you pull down often enough.
Nah, I got them all wired.
All right.
I got it all figured out.
Right.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal, guys. Like I'm more in the camp of like, yeah, put some crazy art on there, make it look really good, like make it look mysterious. But then also I can appreciate like a classic, you know, Proco Rat or like a classic like Boss design. It's like just like here is the information organized in small boxes,
right?
And you can read it from across the room. I can appreciate that too.
Well, and even you think about it that way, like. Because the one thing the original poster on this says too is how he he says like I'm already thinking about everything else I need to do at a gig, like I don't want to have to like think about like wait, what does this knob do again?
Sure.
But some of it is intuitive, but then you think about
just get one of those little label makers.
Traditionally with most drives, tone clockwise is brighter, and tone or is that the other way? Tone, I forget.
I'm
already screwing it up.
Tone clockwise is usually brighter. And counterclockwise is usually darker.
Yeah, but then you mentioned the Rat, and on the Rat it's the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's like it's counterintuitive. So it's like as soon as you get to a pedal that's a Rat style pedal, that's already something you have to think about because usually it doesn't even say tone. It says filter.
Right. And it is a filter, but it's like, why does it go backwards? I mentioned this before. Proco is such a weird company. They make one pedal. They make the Rat and a few variations of it.
Yeah.
They never once were like, hey, let's make a friggin' overdrive. Let's make a fuzz. Let's make even like a tuner or something like that. They only make the Rat, and then they make DI boxes.
They make an overdrive. It's called the Rat with the gain turned down. If they make a fuzz, it's called the Rat with the gain all the way up. They
are sooner to jump into squeezing a Rat
into
an instrument cable than to explore any other style of circuit in a pedal. What is going on over at Proco?
If it works, it works.
Like, are they afraid that like they won't be able to follow up the Rat or something like that? Because they've made like variations of the Rat that's like, okay, this isn't fantastic. Oh, cool. The Brat. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, the You Dirty Rat. Okay, cool. Like, cool joke, guys. But like, if Proco came out with like a transparent overdrive, like their version of like a Tube Screamer or something like that, people would be all over it. They're like, I got to check out this Proco pedal.
They probably just have one guy who every once in a while comes back to the circuit and is like, what happens if I do this? Oh, cool. Now I've got a Rat with this other sound. Let's make that. And they call it something else.
It feels like
otherwise nobody there is actually like tweaking on nobody's actively designing pedals.
It feels like they don't even care. Like, oh, these things still sell. We really just prefer to make DI boxes.
Yeah, why reinvent the wheel?
It's like everyone is making Rat clones these days. You'd think they'd come out with like a 40th anniversary or something like that, Ibanez style.
Right.
Every now and then, like
they came out. They did do it. I thought they did
like the White Rat, and
they did. Yeah, they've done some reissues.
But it feels like it's like they don't really lean into it. Like, I don't know. It feels like Proco doesn't care about their own product. That is like their only product that
they don't do.
People like us buy.
I don't feel like they do a ton of marketing in general.
Like, why isn't there a Proco Mini Rat in like a modern, like smaller case? Why don't they mix up the case design or something like that?
What if they did a smaller case, but still the bent steel style case?
Just made it more
Just
narrow.
Small.
I mean, they changed the case design once from the giant box down to what it is the current box.
But again, like that's going to require somebody to go in and take the entire circuit and like SMT it. Like they're going to have to redesign that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. They don't care enough about their own product to do anything with it.
Maybe they just care more about other stuff.
I'd love it if we could get a sponsorship from Proco, because every week it'd just be like, check out the Rat. Have you heard of the Rat pedal? Go check it out.
While you're there, get a DI box.
Get a Rat and a cable. It's inside a cable for some reason. You think they don't want to spend the time to reverse engineer the Rat to fit into a smaller box, but they went and shoved it in a cable, Steve. They jammed a Rat pedal into a cable.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Okay. All right, this ad was sent in by Steven Reynolds. This is a Coleman Telecaster 2012 roasted blonde. It's on Reverb. It's $1,000. It says, one-of-a-kind custom-built Telecaster has a natural finish with a blonde back and white binding, maple neck, Polonia... Oh, wow, I did not read that earlier. Polonia body, strong, durable, and lightweight. Lindy? Aren't these Lindy? Fralin pickups, hybrid jazz on the neck, and 10% overwound single coil in the bridge. Looking for trade with another guitar and part cash.
What's the title on this?
It says $1,000. The title is Backwards Telecaster.
Backwards, that's right.
Do you think this was done on accident?
The pickguard? No, you can't do that on accident.
I'm saying like all of the holes for the proper orientation are still there. It's not actually screwed in anywhere that would not be covered if the pickguard was put on properly. Do you see what I'm saying?
This is done intentionally.
No, I know it's done intentionally, but do you understand what I'm saying? The entire upper horn is not screwed in. This is a completely reverse. Like if you reverse this,
it would cover up the holes.
All of the currently
it's not even
screwed in locations
down here by the volume.
Yeah,
knob. There's only
because the
three screws.
The freaking pickguard covers the control plate. If you screw it in, you'll crack the pickguard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Why did they do this?
I don't know. Drunk?
I mean, part of me admires this, and I kind of really like the look, and I'd like to see it done intentionally. Did we describe what we're looking at here for the listeners of the podcast part of this?
Yeah, it's a natural finish Telecaster with a blonde back and white binding.
Yeah, but we didn't describe the part where there's the pickguard on a Telecaster that's flipped over so that the lower horn part is on the upper horn.
What, a 3-ply or 2-ply bind? I think it's maybe 2-ply, which is interesting in itself. Pickguard, maybe it might be black, white, black.
I don't think they got a left-handed pickguard. I think they just flipped the right-handed one over.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a black, white, black.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a white, black, but it's flipped. And it's just upside. Like you can see on one of the pictures that one side of the pickguard is beveled.
Yeah.
Like you can see the beveling.
You can see the little edge of it. But like the problem you get with this, even though I really like the way it looks on the upper horn, is that
oh my gosh, it's a pearloid pickguard.
No way.
Look at that. That's pearl. That's freaking mother of toilet seat.
That's hilarious. You can see it from the backside photo.
So it's
but like that, we can see it because this little edge that's usually on the top horn sticks over the lower horn cutaway. Like if they took this shape and cut that away so it went with the flow of the lower horn cutaway, and then fix that little edge where it collides with the control cavity. Basically cut a custom pickguard that did the same thing but fixed some of the issues and pulled out that little cut that's for the control panel that's on the upper part of the guitar now. Like I would like this look. It's got that kind of like Bixby, like vintage guitar kind of look. Kind of like the swirly like pickguard. I know you're trying to pull up a picture of like the Fender basses. No. Like it kind of has that.
I know what you're saying. I looked at that earlier. What I was more interested in is the fact that he says that this is a Polonia body, which I didn't read that in the description before.
He clearly didn't cut this body.
What is this?
He repurposed this body from another guitar.
No, he didn't. He bought this body.
Okay, he bought the body.
And then repurposed it from whatever.
But at some point, I think this was a Fender body, wasn't it? Does he say there was a Warmoth or something like that?
It's Paulonia. The first company, at least that I was aware of, that was putting Paulonia bodies on the market was Guitar Fetish.
Oh.
This body as a material, you can get... There's some from Eden Guitars for like $71.99. There's some from Supertone. I don't know. But if you look at Guitar Fetish, you can get a Paulonia body from Guitar Fetish for 50 freaking bucks.
Because you can tell that it was like a translucent white finish from the back of the guitar. Does Guitar Fetish carry that color?
So I think this guy either did it himself or got somebody else to do the blonde finish on the back.
No, I don't think so.
The reason that I'm saying that is because of that heel, man. That's a custom heel.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Because you can see the little screw hole from where the regular like Fender style neck plate would be, and then he doweled it after he rounded it out for this more like, ergonomically access friendly, style neck plate here. So yeah, he must have. But then why would he only do the sides and not the top?
What do you mean the sides and not the top?
He didn't do the top of the guitar
because that's the look he's going for. That's what creates that white binding look. Is he just paints the front, the top and sides?
I don't know. My suspicion was that he stripped the top and left the back and the sides. Like there's so much about this guitar that had to be tweaked. Like you can see that he doweled the string through holes there because he had to move the bridge. I don't know. I guess maybe he did paint the headstock before relicking it. This started as something else. It started as either kit parts or a different guitar that he did things to.
So I'm actually looking at this company, Coleman Custom Guitars, their website right now. They do a lot of kind of typical things. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other bodies that are this wacky on here. It does seem like he does use some
we haven't even looked at the price yet.
Some
what does
higher.
He, want for
he wants
thing?
$1,000.
Oh God! Is all of this stuff that expensive?
I'm looking through it now because I'm looking for anything else because it says some of the necks are made by like Musicraft or All Parts, so you kind of do have prices up and down. He does do he calls it a true T bass, so it's a Tele bass on like an actual Tele body. He does some like pretty weird stuff on here. And so all of this to say, like, who knows? This could be like a fantastic playing guitar. It's just a really like weird setup of things, and
it just looks so parts.
Yeah,
to me, it doesn't look like if I'm going to pay $1,000 to someone for a guitar, I wanted them to make the body at least.
Right.
Like if they get the neck from someone else, like that's fine. But I want them to at least like have their ducks in a row with the body and not have it seem like it's just a bunch of parts that were doweled and refinished,
Yeah, and that's the thing that's weird about this. It looks like on other things in here, and this, I guess, relates to a topic we got asked a lot. Oh, so Polania, he calls it Empress in other on other parts, which I guess sounds better. I've never heard Polonia referred to as Empress. But it does make me think like it's not like he's obviously this body was pre-drilled, and then he filled it in. So it's not like this was like a brand new thing.
No.
He's using like good pickups, like they're Lindy Fralins, like those are good pickups. The bridge, I can't tell what the bridge is. Joe Bart, are these? I don't know. I can't read this. Maybe a Joe Barton bridge, which is like a nicer bridge. So it's like he's repurposing the body. Who knows where he gets it from? And it
could be anything. Like it's a multi-piece body.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a premium,
Well, and the big thing with Polonia is it's ultra lightweight. Like that is.
Well, I can tell you
definitely
things
the draw
about
of it.
Polonia, but it's from like a surfboard perspective.
Right.
Polonia, like you said, it's lightweight. It's a balsa alternative. The tree grows really fast, and so it's kind of a sustainable thing.
Yeah.
I watched like a whole thing about this guy who makes surfboards out of it in Australia, and he plants a tree on his property like a couple times a year, and within like a few years it's big enough for him to make a surfboard out of. So it's like he makes a surfboard, he plants a tree, he makes a surfboard, he plants a tree, sort of deal.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's naturally water resistant. Like it's got like an oil in it that makes it so it won't rot if like water gets through the finish that you put on it. So those are the things I know about Polonia, and I know that they are using it in guitars now.
So the other thing I could not tell on this is whether or not this is the shop selling it, or if this is like somebody like bought this and is now trying to resell it.
There's just so many parts of it that look so sketch to me. I can't justify anyone spending $1,000 on this. Like even the relic looks cheap and bad on it.
Like the neckwear?
Like this cracking on the back and stuff. Like I see what they were looking for, but it doesn't what they were going for. It doesn't.
The cracking on the back is a little much.
The checking on the edges of the back looks like someone rubbed a rock on it. Not any kind of natural relic at all here. It's just there's so many like things that catch my eye wrong with this guitar. I mean, we obviously picked this ad because the pickguard was backwards. But there's so many other problems. Like the pickguard, you can flip it around.
I actually just found this guitar on the gallery of the website, I think.
Oh yeah? But does it have the pickguard the right way?
Yeah, it does have the pickguard the right way.
Let me see it. I wonder if they did that just to get like attention, so people would stop and look at it.
I'm pretty sure that's it. With the pickguard in the right
direction. It looks better with the black forward. I'm not a fan of that moto on there.
Yeah.
It makes it look even cheaper.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It makes it look like a J Tercer, you know?
Yeah, I think the black kind of gives it an homage to like a butterscotch.
Yeah, totally.
So, anyway.
I got bad feelings about this guitar. What's the max that you would pay for this?
I don't know. So the thing is like I just don't...
in this scenario, you want this guitar.
I just don't know anything about this company. It looks good. It looks kind of interesting, but given what I'm seeing... I'm thinking like I don't think I could go bigger than like 400 on this.
I mean, if I went to this person's shop or I encountered this in person, and it's like it looks like parts guitar, like yeah, it has good parts in it, and even though there's these like bits that are doweled and the finish, like the relicing is weird and stuff like that. But I pick it up and it plays really good. This person knows how to fret a guitar. This person knows how to set up a guitar.
Well, he doesn't have to fret the guitar or fret the neck because it's a freaking USACG or whatever.
Right. But I'm saying like they did the fit and finishing to make it feel like a really nice player. Then it's like I could maybe justify spending like $600 on it if I wanted this guitar, you know. Mm-hmm. But just looking at the details in pictures, like I'm not getting the impression that it's worth that. Like, it just looks too sketch in so many ways. All right. Do you want to do another sponsorship?
Well, what would you pay for this? Like, just if you saw this on Craigslist.
If I saw it on Craigslist,
yeah,
I'd be upset if it was over $450 on Craigslist. Because I'd just be like, oh, that's someone's parts guitar out of the garage, you know.
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah, it's got Lindy Fralins in it. And
this is
they would have to tell me like the exact like build of the neck, like who made this neck, you know. Yeah.
This store is called Paul's Boutique, so that's fun. It's a little Beastie Boys reference in there, I hope. But
or he's just named Paul and he's got a
maybe. Let's hit this next sponsor spot.
Who are we doing?
Doing Chase Bliss Audio.
Chase Bliss,
which we did not grab ahead of time.
Get some pedals down here, Steve. I mean, we already talked about them having a bunch of knobs on their pedals.
I'll just get this red knob guy.
Oh, a chrome one, like we were mentioning how it's hard to read chrome.
Chase Bliss Audio. If you want options, we always talk about the options, but they sound freaking fantastic.
Yeah, this it's a tonal dream control.
Listen to that.
Dream come true. What do the switches sound like, Steve? What do the buttons sound like?
They don't click at all.
Yeah, these are pretty soft switches. This is the tonal recall that we're holding here. That is a pretty soft switch. crap ton of options in this Chase Bliss pedal, in all Chase Bliss pedals. But beyond that, like even if you just dial this thing in to be a run-of-the-mill, like very standard settings, analog delay, it's a killer analog delay. It sounds amazing. Like, it's on my no-sell list for sure. Like, this thing just sounds good. It sounds what you want an analog delay to sound like. I got the red knob mod done to this one, which extends the time on it. It makes the repeats longer. It gives you more to play around with there. I recommend it. I really like the red knob mod. But if you don't need long delay times like me, then, stick to the blue knob. It's a great pedal. The Tonal Recall is a great pedal. Yeah.
And this is just one of a bunch of pedals they have.
Buy two.
Go head over to chaseblisaudio.com to see more of them.
Yeah.
This episode is also sponsored by Squatch Design Company. They just released another batch of these fine pedal boards.
Yeah.
Which the ones that you buy from them don't have this green crap on it. Ryan did that.
Yeah.
Good job, Ryan.
I used this sketchy double stick stuff to
He was using that slime stuff that all the kids are all about right now.
No, I use this double stick stuff because I use this board for the pedal boarding videos that I did, and I used it to frame to put together a quick pedal board that's off camera.
Right.
When I'm demoing a pedal and I need to have a tuner, my AB box, things like that, a volume pedal to interact with the pedal that I'm demoing. It's just so convenient to have a little tray of a board around to throw things together on. And I use that sticky stuff, and it's tinted the finished green for some stupid reason because I shouldn't have been using, cheap crap I got off of Amazon on this. I've been thinking about getting some clear dual lock to put on.
Is that
here.
a thing that they? Oh, yeah. Clear dual lock. Yeah,
and then that will cover that up, and I can gig around with this if I want to. But yeah, they make these Squatch boards. They've partnered with a wood shop, Sinusoid has, because this is a division of Sinusoid, and they're just here's the design. As you get kind of pretty looking scrap wood that goes in your scrap pile and fits the design, make these boards and we'll sell them. It's a sort of situation where you're not going to get screwed over by Kickstarter or ordering something that's out of stock and it never comes back in stock. They only sell stuff as it's in stock.
I don't know if any of that's actually accurate anymore.
Oh, really?
Damn it. Because I know Dan Dolan from Dolan Custom Shop is making at least was making some, if not all, of the current batch.
But the
principle is the same.
The principle of the business model is still the same. It's if you order one, you're ordering that exact one that you see on their site.
Exactly.
And it's going to ship to you ASAP. You don't have to wait for someone to build it.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for build times and deal with deposits or anything like that. You're buying a product that exists and it shows up at your door.
Yep.
And it's the exact product that you saw photographed.
Wow.
Cool.
Go head over to squatchdesign.com to learn more.
Yeah, they also make other stuff. Check out everything they make.
All right. This topic was sent by Sam Miller. He says, what kinds of things shouldn't be covered by manufacturer warranty?
Well, I think the easy way to get into this is...
Do you think throwing a guitar off of a bridge should be covered under manufacturer warranty?
No.
Okay.
Unless
what about
something about the guitar caused it to throw itself over the bridge.
What about being owned by you?
What about being struck as if it was a piñata? Should that be covered under warranty?
I mean, maybe.
What if it was used as a pitching target for baseballs?
That's what they're for, right? What if it was thrown at a child's play structure? What if it was thrown?
We're mentioning all the things that we did to the Epiphone SL.
Yeah,
but we're not. This covers not just guitars. It covers pedals, amps.
That's true. That's
cables.
True.
I mean, we've got Sinusoid cables here. They got a lifetime warranty, 100 years.
No, I have a 100-year warranty.
100-year.
It's longer than lifetime.
I'm not going to live that long, guys. Sorry to get morbid, but I'm going to die way before these cables ever.
Probably next week.
Who knows?
Hopefully this episode.
I'm doing a lot of flying soon. Anything could happen. Yeah, dark, right? So yeah. Anyways, I think the easiest way to tackle this starting off is covering what should be covered by warranties. What's the base level that you expect a warranty to cover?
I think
with any product
that at least the product when purchased new should work.
Yes.
I realize that's setting the bar super low.
It's a base level to start at.
But I think, everything should be functionally tight.
Tight.
So I guess like
you mean like fit and finish. Like if we're talking about it like a guitar, like the binding should like be on point, and like there shouldn't be gaps anywhere in the craftsmanship or anything like that. Like you shouldn't see like the routing for the pickup underneath the pickup ring.
Some of these things are like things that are like simple fixes. So maybe like if it's a hassle to like get it covered under warranty, I'm not necessarily going to deal with it, but like just, all the screws should be at an appropriate level of being screwed in.
Yeah, like if you got a guitar and like the screw is going in diagonally.
Yeah.
Like they didn't screw it in straight up and down.
And I guess like maybe that's not even like a warranty issue. That's just what is going on here?
Like this sort of stuff.
Because I almost with like an issue like that, it's almost like, would you even want the manufacturer to cover that under warranty? Like if they couldn't do something that simple right the first time. So I guess maybe I would think things that are more outside of the realm of normal wear and tear. So in the case of like a pedal.
Like say you get a pedal and you plug it in an 18-volt and it catches on fire. Should that be covered under warranty?
I don't think that should be covered.
Because you think that's too much user error?
I think that's fully user error. I think a lot of companies will cover that to an extent. And I think maybe I would say it depends on how much damage it does. So if you plug into 18-volt and it blows a protection diode and it doesn't work, then as a manufacturer, maybe I cover that under like a limited warranty situation where it's like, okay, we're going to fix this for you. We're just only going to charge you the bench fee. We're not going to charge you anything else, which isn't like, that's why I mean, like it's a limited warranty.
Right.
It's like more like an insurance situation.
Did I ever tell you about the time I tried to cash in the warranty on my Digitech Jam Man?
No.
So
did it die?
One of the switches was going bad on it, and I couldn't like get it to function because the switch was like important. It was like a push button, like soft button, like rubber switch. And so I looked up their warranty and their repair info, and they're like, oh, here's the repair shop to send stuff to in San Diego. And I took it over there and I left it, and I didn't hear anything for weeks. So I called them and they didn't answer. I left a message. I called them like once a week for a month, and finally someone picked up. And I was like, are you still working on my looper? And they're like, oh yeah, we couldn't find the problem. I was like, you've had it for like 2 months already. I told you exactly what the problem is and how to find it. Like you have to get into this mode and then like try to press the switch and it doesn't work and you have to like jiggle around, and I just want that switch to get fixed. And so then they're like, okay, we'll look at it again. A month later, I called them and they're like, oh yeah, we fixed it. Come get it. And then I show up. The whole time I was assuming like this is covered under warranty. Like Digitech is going to cover this or whatever. And they charged me like $150 for the work.
For a switch replacement?
Yeah. I wish if I had known it was going to be that expensive, I would have bought like another one off the used market.
So were you just not like...
And that thing is broken again.
You weren't just like, oh, this isn't a warranty repair?
I don't remember what I did. I think at that point I was just happy to get it back.
I think most switches...
I feel like I should have been able to put that in a box and ship it to Digitech, and they should have fixed it and sent it back. I mean, you had that experience. You had that experience with Proco.
I mean, we talked about Proco before. I will say, like, I got that wrap from them. I emailed them and I said, "Hey, I have this pedal. I basically found it. This function, they don't work. What is it going to take to get it fixed?" And they were just like, "Oh, just send it. Like, pay for shipping." I think I paid for shipping only one way.
Yeah, I've got to do that with the broken wrap that I have.
And what's broken on yours?
The power jack.
Oh, just replace it.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with it.
Just put a real power jack on it.
Well, the thing is, it's all like rotted out.
Oh, yeah.
And all messed up. It's all messed up. Trust me, guys. It's all messed up.
No, mine later, the switch, like parts of the PCB did start rotting on mine. And
oh, that's a real thing? I just said that.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that's a real thing.
PCB rotted. PCB.
Well, because it's plastic. Yeah. Like it can like kind of, it gets brittle and then.
Okay, what were you gonna get to?
So anyway, the point is they were like, oh yeah, it's not under warranty, but like we want people to be using our stuff, so we'll just fix it. And so I sent it to them, and then after a month, I emailed them and was like, "Hey guys, what's going on with this?" And they go, "Oh shoot, we put it in the repair pile and forgot about it. We'll get it to you like right away." So like super apologetic.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you guys are fixing like I don't know, a 15-year-old pedal for on your dime. No need to apologize.
I think most builders these days would be like, "Oh, just send them a new one. It's going to cost us. It's going to cost us $50 in labor to fix this, and it's an $80 pedal."
For what it's worth, like, and this was a 15-year-old or whatever rat too. Like they weren't making that rat version of the rat anymore.
A rat as well.
Yeah,
rat 2.
Oh no, well it's a rat 2 also.
Yeah, it's all a rat 2 as well.
Yeah,
there's a rat 2 too.
Yeah, rat 2 too. So that was really cool. It wasn't because they don't have a lifetime warranty on those. And I think if you were looking at it from a not lifetime warranty, I think things like switches should probably be covered on like at least a like 2 or 3 year warranty, because your typical like 3PDT switch, your mechanical true bypass switch is supposed to be good for like 10,000 stomps. So, I mean, I don't know. How long do you think it takes to rack up 10,000 stomps on something? I mean, I've never really thought about it.
I've recently like had to retire my Ditto looper. Every time
I saw you broke that.
Yeah, and it's like broken to the point where it makes a loud thud when I engage the loop now, which like is not working with
weird.
My workflow at all.
Yeah.
But when I do a demo, I probably click that thing 100 times.
Does that have Does that have one of these like smooth?
Yeah, but it's like their proprietary
right.
design. I had trouble with that word. Jeez. Like you can't just like pull it out and throw another switch in there. Like it's bananas when you open up one of those things and see what the switch actually is. Huh. Because it's not a single piece. It's like there's a switch that's on the top of the case, and then it actually has a little like stick with a finger on the end that like plunges down and presses the actual switch that's on the PCB. So like you'd have to replace the switch on the PCB and the switch that's floating above it with the finger on the stick that nudges the man into the bathtub.
I mean, depending on how that is all put together, like
it's not worth it.
What that switch is on the bottom, because that's the same way Boss pedals are. It's the same way those Ibanez pedals are.
No, I'm telling you, dude, it's not replaceable.
Is that pedal in here?
It is. I don't have it.
Take it apart.
I don't have. No, we're not going to do that right now.
Right now.
We'll do it in between episodes, Steve. Actually, I don't know if I have the tool to take it apart because it's got that triangle screw.
Oh, so it's not something you can see.
And on the break, look it up on your phone. Like,
all right.
Ditto mini, gut shots.
So anyway, switches, I think, there's a limit, but I would say like probably two years.
I think what I've done to the Ditto looper should not be covered under warranty because I have abused that thing, and I'm not the first owner on it. I bought it used, right? And I've definitely like put that thing through more than 10,000 cycles
like
on that switch.
I think that's a matter of you can, if you don't have a lifetime warranty, then whatever. And at the same time, like who makes that? I should know this. The TC, right?
Yeah. So
for TC, like it's more beneficial probably for them to do the work and get a good story from you that goes on the gear page or whatever about how you had this dill looper and you like were using it for all of these demos and it failed and they replaced it, like whatever. Like that's a good story. That story probably sells 2 units and that's worth the price of the repair. Plus they're probably going to charge you for the repair. They might not charge you very much. They're going to charge you obviously less than the value of the pedal.
I bought that thing used for $35. Like,
I'm not saying you should get these things done. I'm just saying like from a company perspective.
I don't know, but that's like you're talking about the unique situation of them dealing with me and us. Like I think for like a normal user, they shouldn't have to.
I think even for the normal user, they're like, oh yeah, I use this stuff in my bedroom all the time. Like because companies want those stories out there.
Sure. They want people to know like if it breaks, we'll take care of you sort of situation.
Yeah.
What do you think with amps? Like what's the line between warranty covered and not warranty covered for amps?
I think
like based on your expectations.
Again, if you buy it new and you blow a tube, I would maybe within the first month,
something's wrong.
I would either say something's wrong or they put in bad tubes and they should just replace them.
Or you're popping fuses all the time or something like that.
Yeah, amps is kind of tricky if it's like noise.
Amps is kind of tricky.
Well, amps is a single subject, so it still is. The subject of amps is tricky.
Okay.
That's the way that was phrased.
The subject of amps is tricky.
There we go.
Amps themselves
are tricky.
You
know what else is tricky?
To rock a rhyme?
There we go. All right. Amps is. I
mean, every time you say that, it feels like you're slipping into like Smeagol talk. Amps is precious.
I don't know what all I would want covered under a warranty. Really, I think
it's if any part
most companies
fails,
think about it as like any failure. Yeah.
In your honeymoon period, like what's the honeymoon period on an amp?
6 months.
6 months to a year.
Sure. I mean, I think most of these products have some kind of like limited 1 or 3 or 5 year or whatever warranty where it's like if your toggle switch you flip it up and all of a sudden it's not turning on anymore, either your switch is bad or you've blown a transformer or whatever, and they're going to cover that. That's why everyone said like if you would have just kept the Katana thing about the speaker cable hush hush, you probably could have just gotten it replaced under warranty.
You know what the worst part about blowing a transformer is?
What?
The metal taste in your mouth.
What?
It's a blowjob joke about robots.
Oh my god!
Giving a robot oral sex.
I think this is the first time I've made an explicit note in an episode where no actual none of the 7 words were used. The ghost of George Carlin did not appear.
Let's move on to the last ad and get out of here.
Yeah, man.
We said we weren't going to go long tonight, but here we go, going long.
Are we going to do... I feel like we got to do some Patreon. If you want to support this piece of crap, head to patreon.com/60cyclehum. I want to thank at our $1 level this month, which is, it's $1. It's $1 a month. It is 1/3 of a cup of coffee. So I saw somewhere the other day where someone's like, I hate when people are trying to pitch stuff as in value of other things.
It's cheaper than a candy bar.
It is cheaper. Well, it's king size for sure.
Candy bars are expensive now. They're like $1.40.
Anyway,
unless you get them on sale, but then they make you buy like 5 of them.
You need 5 of them, man.
One
for every hour between the time you buy it and the time you go to bed.
That's the problem. You see those like buy 5 and save a bunch deals, and it's like, if I buy 5 of those, I'm going to eat them all on the same day, and then I'm going to be sick. And they're like, I just want 1 for that price.
Dude,
I don't have the self-control once I buy it.
I buy like 5, and that's like 1 for me and 1 for my wife that night, and then 1 for me to take to work, and then 1 for me and 1 for my wife the next night.
I do it when Yorks are on sale because my wife and I have a little
also, you're buying for 3 now, man. Like,
I'm not going to give my kid a candy bar. I'm keeping that for me.
All right. Anyway. So at our $1 level, we got Cat. And then literally the name on Patreon was just Cat.
Meow.
And Kirk Myers. So thanks guys for joining. If everyone who watched this subbed at the $1 level, that would be fantastic.
If everyone who watched the podcast and listened to the podcast subbed at the $1 level, like it would make a significant difference in both of our lives.
Yeah.
Like, not even joking.
Anyway, if you would like to help with the production costs of this program, so that's, I believe, patreon.com/60cyclehum.
Oh, I meant to give you something.
I don't know what's happening. Happening.
I mean, for our Patreons, I got refrigerator magnets made.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to put them on your fridge. You can put them on anything metallic. I got 100 of these made.
Ooh.
And they look like our stickers or our logo.
Dang. These are weighty. Is this all of them?
No, some fell out on the floor there.
Cool.
So
have to throw this over here.
Steve has a new shipping thing to do. He has to ship out magnets.
Great. Yeah, if you're on the $10 level, we send stuff. Are we sending this as a $5 level?
Yeah, why
just
not?
A $5?
Why not?
We kind of just send whatever we have in stock at the time to the new people. So there you go.
Oh man, this next part is exciting. You're going to talk about the song, right?
Or I thought we were going to do this ad.
Oh yeah, one last ad. Stay tuned for the song. It's going to be fun.
So this ad was sent in by Alex Ray. It's a Fractal guitar.
Fractal guitar.
Basically, somebody did that thing where you
electrocute stuff till it burns.
Stuff till it burns, and then they filled it in with blue resin. One of the burn marks looks like it goes all the way through the top.
More than a few do.
Because it is not filled in with resin.
Look down here. It's all collapsed in there.
Oh, jeez.
Up here by the sound hole, it's all collapsed in. Like, they burned this too much. I wanted to do this one because I just want to say, like...
You hate this, right?
This whole, like electrocuting and then filled with resin, and also, like, the live edge, two pieces of wood together with the resin river between them, is just getting really old to me. I'm really tired of it. I know, like those videos get lots of clicks on Facebook and whatever and YouTube, but it's the look is just tired in my opinion now. Once you've seen it done like well a couple times, like you don't need to see it done to any level ever again. Right. Because this doesn't look good, right?
I don't like the execution here. There's a lot of really bad execution here. The fact that it like wraps around the bridge like this is obviously just because this was done with everything like put together. They just took the strings off, which is why like the river just wraps around the tail piece. It just shouldn't be that way, and actually it looks really bad from
it looks like the bridge is gonna fail.
Like if you look at this angle, that just is not a good look. But the overall execution here is also just bad because I disagree with you. I don't hate the river guitars. I don't know that I would necessarily want one. But the difference is with the river guitars is they got a piece of wood, they got another piece of wood, they put it's live oak or whatever, or maybe like it's whatever live wood. It's like some kind of live edge,
burly wood,
right? And then they put the resin in the middle. They sandwich it together, and then they clear coat all of it.
Yeah,
right. What does this not have?
It doesn't have the clear coat,
right? So on top of there being these holes in the guitar, which no, they're awful.
The holes are awful.
But also all of the burn-in, that's just there. That's just texture now on top of the body of the instrument. And it's like it looks like it's maybe there's like a light cover of clear coat. Somebody took a can and just sprayed over it, but it's like there's a very obvious texture to this, and I don't want to deal with that. Not on an acoustic guitar, not on an electric guitar.
And like it's one thing to do it with an electric. This is gonna 100% impede the tone of an acoustic, right?
Yeah, or like, so the way that I play acoustic guitar, I would break this top in half. Guaranteed, I would break this top in half.
Well, you play with your butt. That's why.
Yeah, I just sit. I have an acoustic guitar, and what happens is I mic it, I got it up, I've got it plugged in, I turn it up, and I squat down, and I fart to play the strings, and every once in a while, like after I've been squatting for like 10 minutes, my legs just collapse.
Steve clamps a pick between his butt cheeks, and then he twerks over the guitar. And most of the time, he's just like slamming against the guitar with his butt.
Just slamming it.
Butt slamming his guitar. Is that going to be the title of the episode? Butt slamming.
It shouldn't be, but I guess it is. All right. So this is just terrible.
Is there a price on this? Is there a price? There better not be.
$1,200.
No.
Oh, it's in Louisiana. That explains everything.
Is that the value of the guitar before they did that?
No, it's a Seagull. I don't think Seagull makes a guitar.
$400 or something?
Probably.
This person's got to be joking. That's got to be a joke price.
Like, I don't know what model Seagull this is, but I don't feel like Seagull makes any guitars over. I mean, they probably do make something over $1,000. It's not this.
No, it's not.
So let's move on to something more fun, even though we're an hour and 24 minutes in.
It feels like a shame that we're burying this at the end. I feel like we should have started with this. I feel so excited.
We should just play. We should have just played this at the beginning. Played the song at the beginning and done no song at the end.
Yeah.
But
we done it twice.
We got an email. We got an email this week. I
feel like we're gushing too much. It's become embarrassing.
Yeah.
Now.
Okay. We got an email. It says, "I'm one of They Might Be Giants managers. John Flansburgh is a fan of your podcast and asked me to reach out to you and share this track with you. So we're gonna play the song Last Wave from the 2018 They Might Be Giants album called I Like Fun. I've actually been listening to this album a ton at work. It's a lot of fun. It's classic They Might Be Giants. It's freaking fantastic.
I listened to the song that was sent today and I had a lot of fun listening to it. But like when we got this email, like on my ride home from the thing I was doing that day, I just listened through Flood again.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, this person listens to our stupid freaking nonsense guitar show.
Yeah.
Like this person who made this collection of songs that are essentially like tattooed into my soul. Like they're a permanent part of me. And this person listens to this nonsense that we do. Like, I don't know. I still don't know how to process it. Like we know that we have a lot of listeners who are builders that we really really admire and appreciate, and in companies that we really admire and appreciate. Like I was not emotionally prepared to have like a musician that played like a significant role in how like I developed as a musician, how I think about compositions and music and songwriting, to just be casually listening to our show and then be like, hey, these guys play songs from listeners at the end of their show. I'm a listener. I'm going to have my manager send a song. Yeah. I kind of had a little nervous breakdown about it, like the day that we got the email.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Because it's a totally different experience. Like, I don't know how to. Yeah. Thanks for listening, John.
Yeah.
I really appreciate having you as part of our audience.
Yeah. So thanks, Pete, for doing what your boss tells you to do. And thanks, John, for having this sent in. And thanks, everyone who listened and made it to this part of the show. Enjoy the song and stay grounded.
Bye, everybody.
with a carcass in space. Well, now you gotta buy me some antlers. Antlers are what I need you to buy. Take me down to the postman to tell the postman to throw them to